What is up, Crown Vic Crew? Welcome back to another video. As you guys can see, I'm in a different location, not in my driveway today. So it's really cool. I can come here, you know, I can be as loud as I want, talk, and it's just so much better than always being in my driveway. It's a different setting. So I parked up near the lake. Absolutely beautiful today. But before I start with the video, I just want to say thank you guys so much for 9,000 subscribers. Thank you guys nevertheless for the support. You guys have been killing the subscriber game. Make sure to also go check out my merch page. I updated the merch page. I have some new t-shirts. I'll throw them up on screen right now. So it says keep calm and drive a police interceptor. I have t-shirts available as well as stickers. So if you guys want to go ahead and support the channel, the link will be down below in the description if you guys want to go check it out. Why overall I choose to drive, you know, the ex-cop car versions. A lot of people think I drive them because I want to look like a cop, or you know, some people out there think we drive them because we want to look like cops, but in all reality, it's just cool. I mean, these cars stand out, and there's just so much more bonuses to these versus the civilian counterpart. So before I tell you overall why I choose to drive them, I'm going to tell you guys why the police interceptor models or the police pursuit vehicle models, whichever brand of car you're going with, but whatever, the police models are better than the civilian counterparts. So I'm going to tell you guys some points, and maybe it'll kind of shift your mind. Instead of buying a civilian model of, say, a Taurus, a Crown Vic, a Tahoe, versus the police interceptor models, because there are little things that do matter when you're looking at the cars side by side. So let's start with the first thing. Okay, so the first thing is probably the most obvious, and that is price. Especially with the Taurus. When I was looking at the Tauruses, there's a pretty big price difference versus the police interceptor model and the civilian models. Same thing with the Crown Vic, and I'm sure it goes for all the other ones. I'm a lot more familiar with the Crown Vics. These obviously I've only had this car for about a month, so I'm still getting used to everything about this car. But I did do a little bit of research when I was looking at the police interceptor model, because at first I thought that this was a little bit high. I paid around $10,000 for this. I thought it was a little bit high for, you know, an ex-cop car, so I didn't really know, so I did a little bit of research. So I started looking at civilian models of Tauruses, and they went for around, depending on the trim level, anywhere from like $13,000 to $15,000 for the civilian models, versus the police interceptor models I seen $10,000, $8,000. So the price difference is definitely there, you know, sometimes even a lot more significant than others. Pay $10 for the police interceptor model, and the civilian models I was looking at was around $15,000, $14,000. So that's about a $3,000 to $5,000 difference when buying a police interceptor model. Now, of course, they are cheaper. That's because you're not getting the things that civilian models get. So obviously you're not going to get, you know, I'm not sure what the civilian models have inside, but I'm sure they have navigation. I'm sure they have backup cameras. Some of the models probably heated seats. Obviously they have center consoles. They don't have, you know, little rips and stuff like that I have in my car, because obviously this was an ex-cop car. You know, it lacks some of the features, obviously. You know, you just got the steelies, but in my opinion, for me, none of that stuff matters. I'd rather have this overall look. I think, in my personal opinion, this looks so much more aggressive and better than the civilian models. But yeah, that's why you're going to pay cheaper. These were ex-cop cars. You know, they lack some of the features that, you know, civilian versions have. The same thing goes with the Crown Vic, the Explorer, everything like that, you know. I know some of the Crown Vic civilian models, they have climate control, they have cruise control, this and that, and so on and so forth. While basically, just put it this way, that the police models are kind of like just basic features all around, pretty much. Just say that. On why the police versions of cars are better than the civilian counterparts they are cheaper. Yes, you do lack some of the features, but is it really that much of a big difference that you want to pay $3,000 to $5,000 more? Not really, at least in my opinion anyway. The second point is performance and upgrades. Police models definitely have upgrades to them. Some people don't really think about it. Some people don't really know about it. But yes, not only are you paying cheaper for the car, but you're going to have more upgrades to them. Almost all police vehicles have upgrades to them. Heavier duty transmission, stiffer suspension, higher voltage alternators to run all the police lights and equipment that are in these vehicles. They're a lot more heavy duty. They're just a lot more robust. Now, for this, the Taurus, I haven't, like I said again, I haven't had it that long, so I'm really new to this whole car, seeing the differences between the civilian and the police model. But I know for the Crown Vic, having it for 2 years, that the Crown Vic Interceptor version definitely had all that. It had the upgraded transmission, oil cooler, radiator, all this stuff. It was just so much more upgrades over the civilian model, and for the price, it was almost too good to be true. So that's the second point right there, is performance. The police models are going to be faster. They're going to be more heavy duty. They're going to have a lot more upgrades on them versus the civilian model. And remember, you're also paying cheaper, so keep that in mind. Let's go on to the third point. Okay, so the third point is maintenance. Now, what do I mean by maintenance? Now, a lot of people tend to stay away from these cars because they think that police beat up on them. I was told when I was looking for my Crown Vic, stay away from the police version models. Police beat the heck out of them. You're gonna have a lot of issues, this and that. And really, that's not always the case. Depending on where you buy the car, that's not always the case. Some departments, yeah, they do beat up on them a lot more than others. But that's why you got to search up the Carfax when looking for these and stuff like that. But no matter what department it comes from, these cars are always maintained very well. You got to remember that these were once police cars, so they were, for the most part, on a strict, maintenance schedule. You got to remember too, your tax dollars go to these vehicles. I looked at the Carfax for this car. This went through a strict service history, transmission checks, tire checks, just a bunch of different stuff. And it was regularly as well, almost like every 3 months or whatever. It'd always go for a checkup and stuff like that. So, the cop car models are always on a rigorous schedule of maintenance. The police have to always wash them. They have to, make sure, everything's good, the oils, this and that. And when there is something wrong, these go into the shops like that so they can get fixed and back on the road. And like I said, again, that's your tax dollars basically to fix these vehicles, With the civilian models, you really don't know what happens. They can beat the heck out of them. They can beat the heck out of them, never really maintain it, or they can not beat the heck out of it but not really maintain it. It's not really there. But at least with the police interceptor models or the police models, that they have been maintained well and on a strict schedule. As for my car, as you guys can see, it is pretty clean. This is probably one of the most cleanest interceptors I've seen in a long time, even cleaner than my first Crown Vic. I mean, you guys can see these rims are almost basically brand spanking new. The tires have like brand new tread on them, almost brand new tires. The underneath of the vehicle, can't really get on. I have the tripod, but you guys have to believe me here. No rust, nothing like that. I mean, the paint is in great condition all around. I mean, you can tell that they kept up really well with this car. As for the inside as well, sorry for that noise. As you guys can see, also very clean inside as well. The mats are almost brand new, as well as in the back as well. It's my brother's car seat. You guys can see brand new. Like I said, again, you're obviously gonna have some rips and stuff where the cage was, but I mean, that's all minor things that really don't bother me. The engine bay as well, as you guys can see, immaculate. You can definitely tell that they took good care of it. I mean, almost brand spanking new. The car inside and out was almost like it rolled off the assembly line. 84,000 miles, only 5,000 idle hours, I believe. So not that bad. I mean, you can definitely tell that they took care of it. Now, obviously, not all police interceptors or police models are going to look like that. Some of them are going to be beat. Some of them are going to, be dirty or paint scratches, this and that. That's why you really got to look at them and take the time to, search up the Carfax and stuff like that. Right, see where the car came from. The first point is they're cheaper than the civilian cars. The second point is not only are they cheaper, but you're getting more performance parts in them. And the third thing is maintenance. These cars are extremely well maintained by the police departments. Well, I can't say always well maintained, but for the most part, they are always well maintained and on a strict maintenance schedule. Mechanical wise, I should say that. The car may look rough on the outside, but mechanical wise, they're usually always on a strict schedule. So what's the fourth thing? I would probably have to say is the looks that these cars get. For me, I don't know if it's because I'm young or whatever, it's always funny to see how people react to this car. Now, if you guys remember my Crown Vic, I had a push bar, I had tints on it, I had antennas all around it. But it's funny because I get almost more looks in this car from people than I did in my Crown Vic. And my Crown Vic looked a lot more of a cop car than this does. But I don't know if it's because it's new or whatever, but I mean, I'm rolling down the street all the time and people are just like just their eyes are locked onto this car. It's hilarious. It's the funnest thing. Some people don't really like that attention. People are always cool. We know they come up to me. They're like, "Oh, that's cool. You drive that old cop car and stuff," and it makes for a lot of conversation, stuff like that. You know, these cars help me get out there and be more social, meeting other people that have these cars, and just going out there to car meets and meeting other people and talking to people, and just random people. You know, I'll be pumping gas and someone will come up to me like, "Oh, yo, that's cool. Is that an old cop car?" Blah blah blah, and they want to, you know, look at it and stuff like that. You know, that's so cool to me that, you know, people come up. It's almost like driving a Lamborghini, in all honesty. People come up to me, talk, they want to see it and stuff like that. You know, I couldn't say that for, you know, just driving a regular civilian model car around. You know, my mom's a power sign. People never do that. You know, they don't really care. It's not unique. This is something different. It stands out. And the fifth point I would have to say is they are just overall so badass. I think they look so amazing. The spotlights, the big steelies, the black grille with the white. I just looks so nice to me. I would take this over civilian model any day. I just like it a lot better. I think it looks a lot more badass and a lot more aggressive and mean. Not just for the tourists, but really all police models of vehicles versus the civilian counterparts. I mean, I just think they look so much better. And for my final closing remarks, that's really why I do drive this car. I love it. I love the attention it brings. I've met so many great people. I've made a whole YouTube channel built around these platform cars. Inspiration from like Polecat. If you guys know who he is, he's probably one of the biggest YouTubers that I know who drives retired cop cars as well. He's got like 600,000 subscribers, so he's been a bigger inspiration to me as well. And it's just awesome to see a whole community built around these cars. And, you know, not just to show that, you know, we don't drive these because we want to look like cops. We don't drive these because we want to pretend to pull people over and stuff like that. You know, I don't have any equipment in my car or anything like that. I just drive it because I just think it's badass. You know, you're getting great performance for a cheap price. They're well maintained. And they look good all around. I love how people come up to me and want to know more about it, want to see inside, just, you know, go for a ride or something. It's just awesome. I love the feeling. I love everything about it. And that's really why I drive these cars. So let me know down below why you guys choose to drive retired cop cars. Is it just because it's something cheap? Is it because you like it? You like the attention it brings? Whatever. That's pretty much going to be it for this video, guys. Thank you guys so much for supporting me throughout this whole entire experience. Make sure to check out my merch page as well. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see all of you guys in the next one.